Think about your children when they were 14. Think about yourself when you were 14, what life was like, what life was about. What are your concerns? What's going on? Was it a difficult time for you? Was it a difficult time for your kids? Clearly a difficult time for Carly Gregg. Something really wrong was going on inside of her mind. Really wrong. The question is, obviously for this jury, was it criminal what was happening inside her mind? Okay, let's get a little more analysis of all this. Joining me tonight, forensic psychiatrist, trial expert, witness, columnist, Dr. Carol Lieberman. Dr. Lieberman, I want to follow up on what we just heard, where the stepfather and Carly speak almost every day. Is that healthy? Is that healthy for him? Is that healthy for her?
Yes. I mean, you know, she needs him, of course, more than he needs her right now. But you could really tell that there was a sincere, authentic kind of communication between the two of them, where there had been, you know, this love, this close relationship. You know, his testimony was one sort of psychological bomb after another. Not a bomb in a bad way, but just these things that give you insight into her. And it was, you know, it was pieces of a puzzle, like a big jigsaw puzzle where each little bomb would land, you know, in a different place on the puzzle. And it's starting to put the picture together. Of course, her biological father is one of the biggest missing pieces. I don't know if he's going to be testifying, but it seems to me that he needs to. We need to know more details about him.
And what about that surveillance video where we see her very calm? She shoots her mother, then very calmly comes back in the kitchen, hiding the gun from the camera, and then sends a text message out. We believe the text message was likely to her stepfather, to have him come home to the house so he could shoot her, so she could shoot him.
Shoot him. Yes, that part is a little chilling. You know, in terms of not guilty by reason of insanity, it's certainly, she certainly seems like, I don't know, it is more chilling. I mean, I go back and forth with thinking that she is, you know, really, she would meet not guilty by reason of insanity. And then on the other hand, I think there are some things, well, what's the most interesting, the biggest part of what he testified about that makes the most sense in terms of explaining things is how her mother and her biological mother and father had another child, a daughter, who died from some genetic disorder. And that this was probably what made her mother become more protective, overprotective of Carly. And the difference between what it was like in her house with her mother and stepfather compared to what it was with her biological father, and she was apparently going back and forth, and her mother was trying to decrease the visitation with the biological father. But it was like two completely different worlds. She said her biological father had drugs all around the house. He was using drugs all the time. He was blowing smoke in her face from smoking drugs. He got her, I guess, to drink an entire beer when she was 12. I mean, you know, we're going from a drug den, essentially, on the one hand, to a mother who, you know, I think was rather overprotective, a little too much, even though we can understand why, that she didn't want her to die or to have any problems like her other daughter. But that was crazy making, you know, and I think part of her, even though the stepfather said that both Carly and her mother were terrified in talking about the biological father. But at the same time, I think she had some desire to be with him.
We're out of time for tonight. Dr. Carol Lieberman, thank you so much.